A lot of women who ponder whether they should start doing weight training report anxiety about the possibility that they'll get bulky. So let's talk about this. And let's start with some things that might be obvious, but that are worth saying. First of all, you can see this. I was assigned male at birth. I've had my ancestry tested, and it turns out my chromosomes are standard XY. There's nothing in particular about me that would mean that I have lived through what women have to experience in mainstream society. But I've known a lot of women over the years. I've talked with a lot of women over the years. And what I have lived through personally is being told that something about my body was the wrong size or the wrong shape or not correct for my perceived gender. And a lot of what we're talking about with the concern about getting bulky is the tremendous pressure on women to have a particular body type, size or shape or weight. And the kinds of abuse that people think is okay to direct at women who don't conform. I've been through variants of that kind of abuse that sometimes happens to some men. So there's no way in which I'm going to talk about this topic as if it doesn't matter. The concern about getting bulky comes from very real places. But it's also a concern about knowing that many people feel empowered to abuse people who don't fit in. And it comes with the knowledge that many men, and alas, some women, will target women who don't fit the body type that women are presumed to have, or presumed to want to aspire to. Here's the thing, meanwhile, human beings of all genders actually come in all shapes and sizes just by default. And some women are already bulky the minute they walk in the gym for any number of reasons, exactly in exactly the same way that I'm always tall when I walk into a gym. Ain't nothing you're gonna do about it. The victimization, the abuse is the problem, not the body. So that's where we're gonna start with this. Some women are going to walk into a gym wanting to get bulky, and they will achieve their ambitions. In general, testosterone and estrogen levels do vary somewhat between the two genders that we talk about the most. And they vary for other reasons among all the other kinds of biological variations in gender that there are. Go read up on intersex people if you don't know what I'm talking about with that comment. There are a lot of men who are not going to bulk up a lot from going to the gym simply because their body doesn't do that, or because their natural inborn testosterone level isn't sufficiently high. And therefore it follows that many women will not bulk up, even if they want to, just by lifting weights. Something that happens to some women, and I don't know how common or uncommon it is, but I've seen it, and I've had women tell me about it. Some women will start lifting weights and they'll get smaller. And it's not hard to understand this if you think about it. Muscle is a lot more dense, pound for pound, kilogram for kilogram, than body fat is. So if somebody is carrying a certain amount of body fat, and if they happen to work out in a way that reduces some of that body fat and replaces it with muscle, it's quite likely that they can shrink. Still, even for people who take performance-enhancing drugs like testosterone analogs, musculature doesn't always come on all at once for everybody. There are people out there, men and women, who will bulk up very quickly and get very big, sure. But for most of us, of any gender, it's gonna take more than just lifting heavy weights a few times. It's gonna take consistency and potentially years. So the idea of keeping ourselves weak in order not to run afoul of cultural norms, it's kind of a way of saying, I'm already prey to people's bullshit. I'd like to be less able to fight back against it. I wouldn't want that for anybody. Man, woman, non-binary, intersexed, anything. I would not want that for anyone. You can want it for yourself. It's your life, it's your body. But what I will tell you is that if you're a woman who's concerned that heavy weightlifting will instantly make you bulky, probably not. And very often what it will do is increase your self-confidence so that no matter what gets thrown at you, you can handle it. And you probably already do. But sometimes it's good to have that extra ammunition and that extra boost of self-confidence that you get from being the best version of yourself that you choose to be. Strength training has a funny way of helping you achieve that.